The summer RC event season has started and we're kicking it off with our favorite RC event of the year, RC FarmFest. Kicking it off with day one here, here's the fleet that we brought. Decided to hit the scale trails first. We redid Axel's SCX-10 Jeep Gladiator here. We got a new body with this really nice bright green paint job. He says when he grows up, he wants to get a Jeep Gladiator and make it just like this. So he was pumped to drive his new rig out on the scale trail, and it looked awesome out there. Later that morning, we entered the Show and Shine. Axel wanted to put his Jeep Gladiator in the Show and Shine. There were some mighty impressive rigs out there, including this wicked tricked out buggy. Stacked classes for sure. We didn't win anything in the Show and Shine, but we had a lot of fun. Next, we went out to the mud. We gotta hit the mud with the mega trucks. Had some technical issues with old Bog Hog today. I thought I had the rear end fixed. I put a new diff in it, but turned out it's stripped in the parking lot before I could even get it there. So she gave up the ghost pretty early. Still had some fun with it. I tried to run it in front wheel drive, but it was not happening, as you can see here. Very grateful that Axel's King Sling held up though, so he had a lot of fun. After the mud, it's the mandatory tiny truck wash. We love this. We're putting this thing to work with the mega trucks. They're a tight fit, but it does a good job at getting the first layer off. I end up hitting the hose afterwards, but it's fun to watch them go through there. Next up, we took the Jeep Gladiators out on Trail 2. There are some new sections on Trail 2 that we were excited to try with these trucks. One of the things that's really fun about FarmFest is that the obstacles and the trails are designed to be run with even a box stock RTR. You can take a 10 scale rig right out of the box, go run everything at the farm and have a great time. It's more about the immersive driving experience that you get from watching these scale and trail trucks go through these hand-built obstacles in nature. It just makes for a really kind of serene and almost meditative experience. Big change of pace here. Next up was the Grom racing. So we were psyched for this. We got a pair of Groms earlier this spring. And so doing his ninja roll there during his competition run. And they've got the raceway set up here where we did the Grom racing. Had a ton of fun. Axel actually got second place in his class. I ran the grown-up class. I got third in my class as well. So we took home some hardware during the Grom racing, which was a ton of fun. I should add that it was not specifically limited to Groms. Here we go. We had a tank come out and hit the track. This was super fun.
Around here. Down here. All right. Go that far. Around there. Go around the jump.
Day 2, here we go. We originally were only going to do day 1, but Axel had so much fun on day 1 that we decided to come back for day 2. So this was the start of day 2. Axel brought out the big army flatbed. I wish we'd brought that the first day and put that in the Show and Shine. The Cross RC Mammoth BC8. This thing is a monster. Super cool to look at. It's probably our most complex build that we have with all the features that it has with the dual axle front steering. It's got a smoke kit in it, 2-speed transmission, multiple winches, lift arms on the trailer and everything. It's got so much going on. It was actually broken for most of the winter. His axle broke the output shaft on the transmission while riding on it around the neighborhood with his friends. I had to work hard to source a new transmission from AliExpress and was thankfully able to get it running this spring. So we went back on the scale trail. I brought the CJ7, which I felt like was a perfect rig for FarmFest. This is right up this thing's alley. And the scale trail was a perfect one to take it out on. It's also fun to take the Cross RC Mammoth out there too. It looks super cool with some of the scale setups that you'll see in a bit. It was really cool to see some new additions to the scale trail in addition to the other trails as well. The guys over at the farm expanded a lot of these sections and added some new stuff, which we'll see in a minute. The scale trail just really showcases people's creativity and skills with the model building and things in these little structures. It's really cool to go through. It's one of Axel's favorites. You always got to stop at this gas station and get a good photo. They always turn out great with the Cross RC Mammoth. The scale trail is also one of my favorites because it actually has some of the best rock crawling sections at the farm. They've kind of sprinkled in these rocky obstacles throughout this trail. So not only do you get the super cool scenery from the scale sets, but you also get to test out your scale rig on a bunch of different challenging obstacles, varying degrees of technicality here. Now we're getting to some of the brand new stuff here for 2026. So this Sasquatch Beach area here was pretty neat. They do 2 events a year at the farm, this one in the summer, and then they do another in the fall right around Halloween, which is why you'll see some of these creepy themed obstacles are going to be really neat for the Halloween event later this year. They are. Day 2 also had the micro crawler competition hosted by Flub RC. Shout out to Frankie Flubs hosting a great competition. Those guys always go above and beyond, donate some great prizes and make the event really fun.
John's in the registration tent. Welcome.
This year they had an SCX 30 class, so you could run the real micros, you could run 24 scale, and you can run 18 scales. There was some super capable rigs out there and some great competition. I ended up running in the comp this year, which I typically don't. I usually just wait till it's done and just kind of freestyle it. But I entered the Mias Dig chassis here. This isn't from my actual run. This is afterwards. But I entered the class 2. I should have run a different truck because I couldn't use the Dig. It's one of the reasons why I brought this truck for the comp, thinking I could use the Dig, but it was going to be a DQ if I used the Dig function. The truck did really good. This is actually on the 18 scale course here, just playing around. But the truck did really good. I was having some issues with my steering. My front tires kept catching on my sliders and hanging me up. They were getting bound up really bad. And that, combined with not being able to use the dig function on this chassis, hurt me a little bit, but it was all good. It was fun. I still put up a good run. I only hit one gate in the beginning. The rest was pretty solid. I don't know where I placed, but I had a good time. It was fun to jump in and do the comp. Now this is what I should have run in the competition in hindsight. After the competition was over and we were just freestyling, I took out the OG Gladiator build that I've got on the Little Guy Racing Parts Eliminator chassis kit. This thing did fantastic out there. This section here was actually the Class 3 18 scale. It was pulling some gnarly lines there. So you floating that rear tire, going along the side of this rock here. And of course, we got to check out the RC construction vehicles. This is one of the coolest, most entertaining things that RC FarmFest has, is this construction truck exhibit. These things are so rad. So these guys had a sifting station set up there. So you see they'll load up the dump truck over there with that rocky soil, bring it over to the sifter, get it all cleaned out and filtered, and then haul away the clean dirt.
It is awesome for that.
Got to give a shout out to my man Ruben at RC Reloaded. Check out this getup that he's got inside this enclosed trailer. He's got the full-blown crawler course there, a wall for all his parts, and then he's got a display shelf on the other side where the truck's hanging there. He has got the right idea with this setup. In the afternoon, I took a solo run through Trail 2 with the CJ. I just love the vibes out on this trail, and look at the colors from the green canopy of trees. Trail 2 was another one of those trails that they expanded significantly. So this is a new wood section that they built going around this tree. At the base of that obstacle, you could swing right and then go around this kind of half circle rock formation built around the base of this tree. So a lot of these little switchbacks and new obstacles to hit really expanded the driving options for these trails. The afternoon brought some cool events, starting off with the semi-truck parade. They let Axel take the Cross RC in there again. He did the same thing last year. He rode on it last year. He was a little big for it this year, though. Another new event that they had this year was the Trailer Reverse Challenge. So it was open to anyone with a large trailer. You pull out of that parking spot, you go around this blue line with the cones, and then you're going to reverse your trailer back into the parking spot. Scoring was based on overall time to complete, and then there were also penalties if you hit any of the other parked trucks. There was some serious skill on display here. It was pretty impressive.
Ooh, that's close. Oh, no scratches. Get that. Time. Axel.
I had anxiety just watching Axel try to do this with his Army flatbed with the Cross RC. The thing was so huge. They made some special accommodations for him because otherwise it would have been impossible. But he gave it a go. He is a really good driver with a trailer.
No, we're moving right now.
I so appreciate how supportive and patient everyone there was cheering him on. Took him a bit to get there, but once he was lined up, he got it done. Certainly better than I could have.
Excellent job, buddy. Good job. Don't even fit him in. You're hired. I'm gonna do it.
Things started to get real wild at the late afternoon sessions. We had a first tug-of-war, so we had a tug-of-war battle here, and then we got into the sumo action. So these were some of the more intense events here. Lots of fun, the crowd gets engaged, trucks start rolling everywhere. We were breaking chains on the tug-of-war all over the place. Wicked fun.
Come on, defender. Hey, come on, bro. Left, right, come on, left, right, yeah.
Axel even got into the mix with his new Gladiator. I should have put him on 3S. I always try to keep him on 2S just so he doesn't break stuff, but I should have acquiesced and given him some more juice for this event. Axel did great winning his first couple of matches, but then he got up against this sleeper blue truck that upset him at the end. He was gracious in defeat though. Last event of the weekend was the sumo table. This is always a good time.
Fight!
I can't move.
We had a brief intermission before the awards and the giveaways started to close out the weekend. So Axel and I hit trail 1. It was the one trail that we didn't get all the way through. So we took the gladiators out for one last run.
So realistic. I definitely need a new bumper though. I would care. It's not so
I don't know if they broke it.
I bet they will. You should go like this, so you can see both sides of your truck.
Had to cut the run short, unfortunately, because my battery died and I forgot to bring an extra. So trail 1 will have to wait until the fall for us to complete it fully. And one last run through the THP truck wash. And just like that, the weekend was done. Here we are wrapping it up at the giveaways. Big shout out to everyone at the farm who worked so hard to make this event possible. They really do a great job putting on a super fun, family-friendly event. Our favorite one of the year. We look forward to it every time. It just keeps getting better. Great job, everyone, and we'll catch you at the next one.